When I first got married, I had this vision that I'll grow old, have long grey hair, as I used to have long hair, and just be with my wife for the rest of my life, because that's what a commitment is about. But, there's a big but, life doesn't always turn out how you expect it. You see, people come into our lives and go out of our lives because this is how it's meant to be, not because how we would like it to be. We always have this dream. We have a dream, this is going to be this way, this is what's going to happen for the rest of my life, blah, blah, blah. A bit like my dream indeed. But lo and behold, it doesn't work out that way. And we usually get disappointed. Our dream has been smashed. We can't live it. We can't live it how we expected to live it. And people come in our lives two different ways normally. One is because maybe a friendship or relationship ends, and another reason is that they leave their body. Well, the one about them leaving the body you don't get much control of, and the one situation where it's an end of a relationship or a friendship, you don't always get the control of that either, because what we have to respect in this day and age is actually life isn't just about me and what I want and what I would like or what you would like. And what do I mean by that? Well, look, the moment another person comes into your life, you've already lost 50% of the decision. Because whatever I would like to do, whatever I would like to see happening, whatever my dream, my ambition, it's not down just me, it's down to a second or a third person or fourth person, whoever's in that relationship or friendship group. You see, I may have an intention, but the moment it involves someone else, they're entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to live life the way they want to live life. But in society, that's not how it works. In society, if I look at my relationships, just to give you an idea, before coming to Krishna consciousness, I had a 10-year marriage. I then had a 22-year marriage, and then had a 5-year serious relationship. 37 years worth of serious relationships. And I thought I knew what life was about, I knew what relationships was about, I knew what love was about, but boy, I was mistaken. Absolutely mistaken. You see, whatever I dreamt, whatever I wanted, whatever I thought was going to happen, the moment, as I was saying before, that someone else is involved in the decision, I've lost half of the chance of it happening. And why should someone else fall in line with what I want, what I believe, what I need, what I desire? And this is the sad thing about society. Society puts on us expectations because we expect it based on what we hear from what other people are doing, what we read about, what we see on television, we see in other people's relationships, and we have a certain expectation. But that expectation is actually beyond our control. Number one, because it involves another person. And number two, because maybe it's not meant to happen. Because in my case, I believe in the Lord, and the Lord has other plans. But the beauty about having belief in the Lord, and I'm reading the Srimad Bhagavatam today, I'm reading the first canto, chapter 7, verse 15. And this verse is talking about how the Pandavas brothers were all killed, and the mother Drupada, she was awful. She was in a big state. All her sons were killed. But this is the whole thing about life. Life is beyond our control. And not only is life beyond our control, actually the Lord has a better plan. You see, sometimes we're taken back to the spiritual world for a reason. Maybe the Lord has another task for us to do in life. Maybe we've finished this life for the time being in this material world. Maybe He needed to make a change in our life in order to learn more. There are so many different scenarios, but one thing for sure is, I'm not God, I'm not in control, I'm not the arranger. I used to think I was, but I was a fool. I was a fool for thinking such things. So, what Lord Krishna is trying to teach us, and Vasudeva in the Srimad Bhagavatam as translated by Sri Prabhupada explains to us, is that life is arranged. It's all arranged because the Lord has beautiful plans. Firstly, he wants to try to clean us. We're not very good at cleaning ourselves. We superficially clean ourselves, like for instance, have a shower, have a bath, put a little bit of soap on and wash ourselves down and put some clean clothes on. But no, the Lord, he tries to purify us from the inside out. He's doing the deep, deep, deep cleanse. The deep, deep cleanse. And maybe at a certain moment in time, a person disappears from our life, whether we lose them out of friendship or relationship, or we lose them because they leave their body, because, as I was saying, the Lord has got a plan for them. And although we have an emotional attachment to that person, actually, we can soon enough let go of that when we realise we're not the controller. Because the moment we accept that we're not the controller and the Lord has his own plans, we don't need to hold on to the emotional attachment. We can actually celebrate their life. Yes, celebrate their life. And that is beautiful because it gives us a different perception of what life is about. And that's important. It's really, really, really important because so many things we carry on our shoulders, worry about this. I'll give you an idea. My father, he left his body at the age of 56, a ripe young age. This year, I turned 57. In fact, I'm about to turn 58 this month. I've outlived my father. Why? Because other plans were made for him. How did it affect me? Well, I actually came to terms with him leaving his body quite easily because I had this open mind that there's more to life and that he's done his time in this body. But it did leave a resonance in me that what am I going to do with my life? Because when I came to 50 years old, I'm thinking, I'm getting close to my father's age. My grandfather also passed away when he was 60 years old. Not too healthy sign. And then I saw my brother, who's a couple of years younger than me. He's retiring from work. He's sold out his business and he's retiring. And there I am, slogging away. Work. Bills. Anxieties. Stresses. And what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? And ironically, my second wife, just before my 50th birthday, turned around and said, I want an independent life. And bingo, she was gone. Well, actually, I left. I just said, okay, no problem, I'll go. Left for the house. I abandoned everything. Left the business. My children were grown up, although my youngest son was still 17, I think it was. He wasn't too happy that I left. But I needed to make a change in my life because I realised, actually, I need to grab life. Because I wanted to make the most of it and discover more about who I was. So, without getting into fine details about that relationship, it was beyond my control. And do you know what? In my second relationship, which I'm talking about, that's my second marriage, we were together 22 years. Every 5 years we went through a cycle of possibly, is this healthy, is this good, is this relationship getting anywhere? And do you know what? I could have persuaded my ex-wife to have stayed in the relationship, but this time I realised, no, I needed to go. I needed to get away from it because I've got a very, very attachment to relationships. But this time I felt I needed to actually go and explore life. So I accepted it. I accepted that she didn't want a relationship with me anymore, and that now I reflect back on that, I realise the Lord had a better plan. Because had I known in Krishna consciousness at the age of 50, you join the Vanapasta ashram, which is when you left family life, then it would all made sense to me. But I didn't even realise. I wasn't Krishna conscious at the time. This is how the Lord works in the background. It's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. So some things are beyond our control. And same thing with my father passing away. He passed away at a ripe old age because other plans are made for him. So we don't need to mourn our lives or the people who aren't in our lives anymore, I should say. We don't need to mourn them. We don't need to feel disappointed. We don't need to be let down. Because do you know what? There is more to life that's coming. I say that because I look at where I am now. I'm no longer in a relationship. I've done my relationship with women. As I said, I had 37 years worth of serious relationships. And do you know what? I fell in love after my third serious relationship after 37 years. But this time I fell in love with the Lord. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful because all the Lord wants to do is just look after and look after and look after. And now I realise that I'm not the controller anymore. I don't arrange anything, and that He is. I don't feel the fear of my father and his early demise, and my grandfather. Didn't have an effect on me anymore now, because all I know is whatever the Lord has got planned for me is beautiful. It's by His arrangement. Whatever the outcome, whether I am to leave my body, whether I'm going to come back into the material world and another body, whether I stay in the spiritual world, I can't imagine I'm doing that yet. I've got so much work and cleansing and purification to do, so I can't imagine that's going to happen too soon. But needless to say, I don't have those fears anymore. And what does that mean? It means I don't have to think about the future. Beautiful. That means I can now live more in the moment than I've ever done before. I live in the now. And that is very, 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 very beautiful by the Lord's arrangement. It means I don't have the anxieties, the fears, the worries, the stresses. And I can just enjoy this moment. This moment, like I'm recording this video with you now. Just this moment for what it is, not what I want it to be. And do you know what? I've just mentioned it in my previous videos. I am so pleased not to be the controller anymore of life, because it's such a burden of responsibility. It's like the biggest heartache in life is trying to manage the life how you want it to be, not how it's meant to be, not your true nature, your true dharma. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because I feel I've got this freedom to let go, not hanker and lust for things anymore. All by the Lord's arrangement. And do you know what? We could all do with this. Each of us. We work and work and work and work so hard. So many responsibilities. But there gets to a point where, okay, I've done my bit for the family. They're all growing up now. Maybe I just need to discover a bit more about who I am, what my purpose in my life is, before it's too late and I leave this body and I haven't learned all the lessons that I'm meant to learn in this body. And this is what the Lord is doing. He's teaching us. Every moment, every experience, every relationship, every loss, everything that goes missing in our life is all purposeful, all something for us to learn. And that is deep. It's beautiful. It gives us an opportunity to excel in life for what it's meant to be, not what we want it to be, by arrangement. And I can relax a bit more into what's happening. And do you know what? Not to have all those stresses and worries and fears, whether it's about the relationship, whether it's about my ex-wife or my ex-girlfriend, or what's going to happen in the future. It's like this relief. It's like I've been carrying so much weight for so many years. So many years. Even me getting married. I got married young. I was 23. And I had my first child when I was 24. I wanted to have young children young because it meant I could grow up with them. And now they're grown up, they've all got independent lives. It's beautiful. It's very, very, very beautiful. And now is the time that I've got to just go and explore a bit about who I am. And so I say to you, do you feel that it's maybe a stage in your life where you feel that you want to go that little bit deeper? You want to rid yourself of all the stresses and the worries and the fears and the anxieties of what you hold on to, whether it's to do with friends or relationships or other commitments and attachments to other people. And start realizing, okay, maybe there's something more to life. So I don't serve myself anymore, because that's what we do. I'm sure that's what you do. You serve yourself. Try to serve your family, your friends, other people in the community around you. But it's nice not to serve oneself anymore. I serve the Lord, and that's beautiful. So beautiful, because it's just nice to give and give and give and give and give and give and give. I've been taking and wanting and desiring for so many years. I want to be loved this way, I want to be loved that way, I need this, I need that, I don't want this, I don't want that, I want more of this or less than that. And then the moment you get a little bit of happiness with what you got, oh, bomb, it's gone again, because happiness is temporary and you can't see the sun anymore and you're just in the cloudy weather, in the storm, waiting for something new to happen, something's going to make you happy again. So, back to you. Do you feel you want to explore a little bit more? Do you want to relieve yourself some of these stresses, anxieties and fears and worries when you don't actually need them? Let me know. Be interested in your feedback. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.